Amen. All right, John 3, I read a bit of it. Context. I'm going to get some context. Everyone say context. Notice as it begins that in John chapter 3, Jesus is making some pretty substantive claims about himself. We know that the purpose of the book, oh yeah, I told you I was going to hit you on that memory verse. I'll do that next time. That you might believe that Jesus is the Christ, the Son of God, and that by believing you might have life in his name. And so John 20:31. And so we're going for a clearer understanding of who Jesus Christ is. And in chapter 2, verse 16, I kind of smoothed over this. I want to make it really clear because I was on a different point then. But see in 2:16, when Jesus says, do not make my Father's house a house of trade, okay? His disciples remembered that it was written, zeal for your house will consume me. That's a quote from Psalm 69, verse 9. All right? Jesus here is claiming to be the Messiah. All right? I'm the messianic promise. I'm the deliverer. I'm the hope of Israel and of the world. It's me. I'm the Messiah. Now, that would be an arrogant thing to say unless, tell me, unless it were true. Then it's not a thing at all. It's who he is. He wants everyone to know who he is. And through his miracles and through his message, he's confirming that. Now, many people were believing. Remember we studied at the end of chapter 2. Many people were believing, but they were believing only because of the signs. Verse 23. Now when he was in Jerusalem, chapter 2, at the Passover feast, many believed in his name when they saw the signs. Now look up here for a sec. All right? That's not saving faith. And John is incredibly interested in the kind of belief that leads to salvation. All right? The kind of belief that's what we're going to call, let's call it benefit belief. You know, bennies. For the increase, for the improvement, for the benefits, for the perks. That faith doesn't save you. I want Jesus for my life coach. I want Jesus so I can sleep better without having to, take a pill. Now look at a lot of these things you get, but it's not the reason to get Christ, okay? And you have to have a biblical belief. Wait till we get to John chapter 8, and you'll see how big of a deal that really is. So now Jesus is going to take, see where it says there in John 2, many believed? Okay. Now we're going to go into some individuals. In chapter 3, we're going to see Nicodemus. In chapter 4, we're going to see the woman at the well. In chapter 5, we're going to see the paralytic man. This is all coming, all right? So I want you to kind of get the thesis of what's happening so that in our individual messages, you don't kind of lose the lay of the land. Make sense? So, well, what about all these people who say they believe? Trust me, I think about it. What about the nearly more than 13,000 people that worship in our church every weekend, most of whom, if you stopped them and said, do you believe in Jesus? They would say, I do, I flat out do. And yet we know from Matthew 7 and other places that many say they believe, but they don't really know Jesus. And so we have to really do what John's doing here and take a good hard look at what belief really is.